G'day, everybody. A question. Are you outsourcing your way to freedom or accidentally outsourcing your margins? For a lot of SME owners, outsourcing starts as a promise of rescue. Someone will handle the messy bits so you can focus on the good stuff. Then a year later, you're staring at a pile of invoices and wondering why you feel less in control than ever. In this longer video, I want to slow things down and look at outsourcing as a strategic choice, not a reflex. Outsourcing is not good or bad in itself. It is simply one way of getting work done. The value depends on what you outsource, why you do it, and how you manage the relationship. First, start with a simple audit. Grab a page and write down every function or task that sits outside your business. Accounting, IT support, logistics, design, social media, admin support, you name it. For each one, ask 3 questions. Why did we outsource this in the first place? What are we actually spending once we add the time spent briefing, chasing, and fixing? And is the quality where it needs to be for our customers and our team? That exercise alone can be a wake-up. You realize that something which made sense 3 years ago no longer fits who you are now, or that a cheap hourly rate is hiding a very expensive impact on your time and headspace. Next, think about what kind of work genuinely belongs outside. A good candidate for outsourcing is usually not core to your value proposition, is repetitive or specialist, and has very clear deliverables. Payroll processing, IT infrastructure, and basic design production can all make sense. On the other hand, anything that is deeply tied to your customer experience or your intellectual property needs more care. If someone else holds the keys to your brand voice, your secret recipe, or your key client relationships, you are building in risk. There is also the psychological side. For many owners, handing something over feels like a sigh of relief at first. If the relationship is not well set up, that relief can flip into frustration when work comes back late, off-brief, or half-baked. The temptation is to jump back in and fix it yourself, which means you're now paying twice, in cash and in energy. At the other extreme, perfectionist owners refuse to let go of anything and end up exhausted and resentful. This is where HR and culture come in. Whenever you outsource, you're changing the shape of someone's role. You might be shrinking the variety of their work, asking them to manage external partners instead of doing the task themselves. If you don't talk about that openly, people will join the dots in their own heads. Being clear about role boundaries, development opportunities, and how external providers are expected to live your values makes a big difference. Then there are the red flags. If your staff are spending hours each week managing external help instead of doing their own jobs, outsourcing is costing more than it saves. If deliverables are consistently short of the mark, but you keep paying because changing providers feel too hard, that is a problem. If critical processes sit entirely in someone else's system and no one on your team could step in if that person disappeared, you have created dependency, not resilience. So what does good look like? Good outsourcing relationships are well-scoped, time-bound, and outcome-focused. Both sides know what success looks like, when it's due, and how it will be measured. Work is documented clearly enough that if you needed to switch providers, you could. You review the relationship at least once a year, and you feel able to walk away if it no longer serves the business. Here's an example. Tania, who runs a boutique food business in Nelson, outsourced her social media because she was sick of staring at a blank content. On paper, it looked efficient. In practice, the tone drifted away from who she really was, and she spent evenings rewriting captions. She eventually pulled the storytelling back in-house and left the scheduling and analytics with a contractor who handled the technical side. Within 2 months, engagement was up and the team felt closer to their customers again. So here's the question to sit with. Where is outsourcing genuinely helping your business grow, and where is it quietly taxing your margins, your culture, and your sleep? If you take an honest look, you'll find at least one thing to reclaim or refine. Well, thanks for being here. Please take a look at the extended article that's linked below, and I hope to see you back here soon. Cheers. See ya.